Hello everybody. In the previous video I have discussed about the general features of the class Aves, that is the birds, but in today's video we are discussing some classification or some classes of subclasses, in fact I will say, of the class Aves. And the class Aves has been divided into two major subclasses. Okay, one is known as the Archaeornithes and another is known as the Neonitis. As the name is indicating, archaeo word is used for primitive, means all the primitive extinct birds are included here in Archaeornithes, and in Neonitis mostly the living birds as well as some extinct birds are also included here. So first of all we will be discussing about the subclass Archaeornithes. Now no member is living now, all right. All these members of the subclass Archaeornithes have become extinct, so it includes extinct birds, or I can say toothed bird of Jurassic period, means they were actually the tooth bird, they were having the teeth in their jaws, all right. So that's why they are called as the teeth bird of the Jurassic period. You know what was the Jurassic period? Jurassic period was the period of the reptiles, and these birds have originated from that period of the reptiles only, and that's why you will see in couple of minutes that these birds are having many reptilian characters also. So I can say that all the extinct birds are included here, and or they can also be called it as tooth bird of the Jurassic period. Normally the birds are not having the teeth in their beak, but they were having the teeth, all right. Wings were ill developed. Wings were ill developed means they were not having so much of the flying capacity, right. They were not having the capacity to fly at great heights. They were having ill developed the wings. Bones were non-pneumatic. You know very well that all the modern birds are having the pneumatic bones. Pneumatic bones means hollow bones, which give the facility to the bird that it becomes light in weight. But as they were not having so much of the flying capacity, all right, so their bones were not light, they were non-pneumatic, all right. Now pygostyle and keel were absent. You know what are pygostyle? The last four caudal vertebra in the modern birds fuse to form the pygostyle, but these are primitive birds, so in them the caudal vertebra has not fused to form the pygostyle. And what is keel? Keel at the base of the sternum. At the base of the sternum all the modern birds have a keel on which the flight muscles are attached, all right. So but as we know very well that wings are ill developed and they are not having so much of the flying capacity, so they don't have the pygostyle and they don't have the keel. The point to be noted here is that the pygostyle and the keel are present in the modern birds, but the primitive birds which were not having the flying capacity so much, they are not having the keel, and pygostyle is also absent. As I have said you that these are toothed bird of the Jurassic period, so teeth are present in the jaws of a skull, exactly like that type that were present in the reptiles. So teeth are present in the jaw of a skull, and the very specific feature is that there were present three clawed digits. Clawed means nail like curved structures. So there were present three, remember this thing, very important character. There were present three clawed digits of forelimb at the free edges of the wings, because we know very well that in birds the forelimbs have been modified into wings, right. But the vestigial part of that forelimbs, that is the clawed digits, So I want to say that the three clawed digits of the forelimbs were present at the free edges of the wings, which shows that they have been originated from the reptiles. They were having long feathered tail. They were having long feathered tail. You will see that in the modern birds the tail is little bit short, but here there was a long feathered tail, and they were having more than 13 vertebrae. Tail was having more than 13 vertebrae. But in modern birds you will see that the tail is having less than the 13 vertebrae, and because of these following characters, they are considered as a connecting link. They are considered as a connecting link between the reptiles and the birds. Why they are called as the connecting link between the reptiles and the birds? Because they have few characters of the reptiles and few characters of the birds, and therefore they are considered as connecting link between reptiles and birds. All right. Now the best example which represents this subclass known as the Archaeonithes, you might have heard about Archaeopteryx lithographia. Archaeopteryx lithographia. The full name is Archaeopteryx lithographia. It is the lizard bird. It is the lizard bird, and it has become extinct in the Cretaceous period. And its fossils were discovered by Andreas Wagner. Right? Its fossils were discovered by Andreas Wagner in the year 1861. From a region in Germany known as the Bavaria. From Bavaria, which is located in the Germany, in 1861, Andreas Wagner discovered the fossils of this bird. This was a large bird having the reptile characters. All right. Now this is the class Archaeonithes. Now coming to the modern subclass of the class Aves, and that is known as the Neonitis. This is called as the Neonitis. Now it includes live birds as well as extinct birds. Means it includes live animals as well as the extinct animals of the post-Jurassic period. Remember this thing, that the members of the subclass Archaeonithes were actually belonging to the Jurassic period, but they are actually belonging from the post-Jurassic period. All right. Now wings were well developed. See the difference between these two. Here the wings were less developed, ill developed. Here the wings are well developed, and they are used for flying. And because of these wings only, there are few birds which can fly at great heights. But of course there are certain birds included in the Neonitis also, which are not having the flying capacity. You can see that ostrich, penguin, they are not having the flying capacity. Now here the bones are pneumatic, here the bones were non-pneumatic. Why bones are pneumatic? Pneumatic bones are hollow bones which make the body of the birds light in weight so that they can easily fly. Pygostyle was absent here. You can see that pygostyle is present. What is pygostyle? The last four caudal vertebrae. In modern birds fuse to form the pygostyle. But here you can also see that keel was absent. Here keel is present. What is keel? Keel is present at the base of the sternum, and attached to the keel are the flight muscles. Because they are having the flying capacity, so definitely the flying muscles will be attached with the keel region present at the base of the sternum. Now tail is small. Here I have said you that the tail was very much long feathered tail was present, and that's why it was called as the lizard bird. But here you can see that tail is little bit small, and it is having the vertebra less than 13. And claws were absent. Here you have seen that when the forelimbs have modified into the wings, but then also three clawed digits were present at the free edges of the wings. but here the claws were absent on the forelimbs. All right, and remember this thing, this subclass Neonitis, where the live birds as well as the extinct birds are included, it has been divided into how many super orders? It has been divided into 4 super orders, and out of that the first super order is Odontognathi. The first super order is Odontognathi. Now I have said you that few extinct birds are also included. All right, so here in the Odontognathi super order, the flying capacity was not present. Pygostyle was also absent. Keel was also absent. Remember this thing, if the keel is absent, means it is representing that the organisms were not having the flying capacity, and the super order Odontognathi members are no more. They have all become extinct. That's why I have said you that in subclass Neornithis also some extinct birds are included. Hesperornis is also a extinct bird. Clear? So super order first is clear, that is known as Odontognathi. Now 3 more super orders are there, okay, in this subclass. The second order is very important one, beta, and it is called as the super order Impani. Again I am repeating, it is called as super order Impani. And this Impani includes aquatic marine birds. It includes aquatic marine birds which are living. It includes aquatic marine birds which are living, and here the forelimbs are modified into flippers. As they are found in the water. They are aquatic marine birds, so they are found in water, so they are not having the flying capacity. Here in them the forelimbs are not modified into the wings. Here the forelimbs are modified into the flippers, and which are meant for the swimming purpose. All right. Now so some more features are there in super order Impani. Let's have a look on these features also. So some more feature you can see here, that the sternum is without the keel. As we know very well that the penguins are actually found in the water body. All right, penguin belongs to this order, so they are actually found in the water body. Aquatic marine birds are there, so sternum is without keel. They are flightless, so here also the keel is absent in the sternum region. All right, and they don't have the flying capacity. Of course they are actually found in the they are the marine birds, so they are not having the flying capacity, and they are actually found in the cold regions. All right, they are found at the poles. The best example is Aptenodytes. Basically Aptenodytes is the geological name of the penguin, and it is also called as the sea bird of Antarctica, because they are found in the Antarctica region, which is the most colder region of the world. So again I am repeating, Aptenodytes is actually the penguin. Now coming to the third order, and that third order is known as the Paleognathi. Paleognathi is also called as the Ratati. Again what you have to notice here is that they are the largest birds. All right, they include the large and the massive birds. Actually I am talking about the ostrich. You know very well ostrich is so much big. All right, so Paleognathi or Ratati includes large massive birds. They are flightless, but remember this thing, that they are very much fast runners. They are fast runners, but they are not having the flying capacity. They are flightless, and you know very well that the pygostyle is also absent here. Means the caudal vertebrae are free, they are not fused. If the caudal vertebra fuses, then it forms the pygostyle, but here the pygostyle is absent and the caudal vertebrae are free. Sternum lacks keel, you know very well, again the same thing. that all the flight birds are having the keel at their sternum, so that the flight muscles are attached to it, but they are not having the flying capacity. So again, sternum lacks keel. Now oil glands, there is only one oil gland found in the birds, known as the pin gland, but here the oil glands or the pin glands are absent. And also all the modern birds are having the sound producing organ known as the syrinx, by which they produces different sounds, but here the sound producing organ is totally absent, syrinx is absent. Urinary bladder present. Now the point to be noted here is that earlier I have said you, when I was actually talking about the general features of the Aves, then all the modern birds which are small and which are having the great flying capacity do not have the urinary bladder. Why? Because urinary bladder act as a barrier in flying, but because they are flightless birds, they are runners but they are flightless, so in them urinary bladder is present. So if sometimes the question is asked that urinary bladder is present in, so of course all the ostriches are having the urinary bladder. Copulatory organ is present in male. Copulatory organ, okay, is present in the male. The best example is the struccio. Best example is the struccio. It is a very large bird, 8 feet. It is also called as the camel bird, and it is the largest living bird. And not only this, it has also the largest eggs. If you have might heard about that, the largest eggs are of the ostrich. All right, and here the male is actually incubating the eggs. Rhea. Now struccio was African ostrich, and Rhea is the American ostrich. Rhea is American ostrich. Apteryx is the kiwi. It is the national bird of the New Zealand. All right, national bird of New Zealand, Apteryx. Dromaeus is called as the emu, and Cassourius is called as the cassowary. All right, it is called as cassowary. All right, so struccio, Rhea, Apteryx, Dromaeus, Cassourius, all these are belonging to the superorder Paleognathi or the Rateti. All right, now coming to the last order, in which all the modern birds are included, and that superorder is called as the Neognathi. It is called as the Neognathi, and here small sized flight birds are included because these birds are having the flying capacity. Wings are very well developed. Pygostyle present means the caudal vertebrae are fused together. Keel is present at the base of the sternum where the flight muscles are attached. Pin glands or the oil glands are present. Syrinx present. With the help of the syrinx, these birds are actually producing different sounds. A urinary bladder is absent because urinary bladder causes a hurdle in flying. Copulatory organ is totally absent, but here in the case of the ostriches, you have seen that the copulatory organ was present. Here the copulatory organ is absent, urinary bladder is absent. All the modern birds which are having the flying capacity are included here, say for Pavocristatus. This is the very important name because this is the national bird of India, also called as the peacock. Sitcula is called as the Indian parrot. It is called as the Indian parrot. Sitcula. First one was Pavocristatus, then is Columba livia. It is called as the blue rock pigeon. Passer domesticate. It is the most common bird, you all know. It is called as the house sparrow, what you see around your houses. House sparrow. Corvus splendens. Corvus splendens is the crow. Coriotis nigriceps, it is called as the godawan, it is called as the great Indian bustard, or it is also called as the national, or in fact I will say that it is called as the state bird of the Rajasthan. It is called as state bird of Rajasthan, great Indian bustard. Helena, it is called as the hummingbird, very small bird, right? Helena. Rufus didus, it is also called as the dodo. It was meant for its beautiful flowers, and it has become extinct recently in the 17th century. In the 17th century it has become extinct. Diomedia, it is called as albatross. It has largest wings. If we talk about the flying birds, in the case of the flying birds, it has the largest wings, albatross. Neophron is known as the vulture. Bubo, it is called as the owl. And swift, it is the fastest flying bird. The famous model of the Maruti Suzuki, that is known as the Swift, has actually taken the name from here. They claim that our car is running fast. All right, the Swift is the fastest flying bird. Swift is the fastest flying bird. So how many super orders we have discussed? 4 super orders. Number 1 was known as the Odontognathi. Number 2 was the Impani. Number 3 was the Paleognathi or the Ratati or the fast runners. And the number 4 was the super order Neognathi. Super order Neognathi. So this was beta about the classification of the class Aves. And earlier also I have uploaded a lot of the videos on the animal kingdom. You can go in the playlist and you can search them. All right, and in the upcoming videos we'll be discussing the mammalia, its general features of the mammalia, as well as we will be discussing the classification of the mammalia. So thanks a lot.